Hey everybody, Alex from Jump Splash Books here. I'm here with a special guest, my daughter Lenora. Wanna say hi? Alright, so this is going to be a little different. So we've received some questions, and we thought we'd go ahead and answer those questions, kind of being a little personal about us. So these are all the questions that we received from students. Question 1, how did you learn to draw? It's a great question. So I learned to draw by drawing. I used to love creating my own superheroes. I used to love creating my own monsters or imagining things fighting each other, and I would draw out these big battle grounds and everything like that. And that's just really how I learned to draw, was just constantly drawing. Another thing that I did was I read a lot of comics. I read a lot of books, kids' books when I was little. Looked at a whole bunch of art in museums. And that would give me ideas of things I wanted to draw. And I would look at the different styles that people had. So really the best advice I have for drawing is just keep drawing. Just keep doodling, and then you just naturally will get better, and keep looking at things that influence you. So question 2, are you famous? Nori, am I famous?
No.
Okay.
He's not famous at all.
I am not famous. No. Thank you for asking though, but no. I'm just a normal dad and just a normal guy that likes to draw. Another question. Question 3. What authors, did you like when you were a kid? I used to love Edgar Allan Poe. A little high for a kid, a little scary for a kid, but my mother used to always read Edgar Allan Poe to me. Loved it. Took it into school for show and tell one time. I think I read The Murders at Rue Morgue, so that was not the best one to necessarily read in elementary school. Some other ones, I used to love reading Hardy Boys. Every single Hardy Boy book.
What is Hardy Boys?
Hardy Boys is a book about two brothers that would always solve mysteries, and they would go around and solve mysteries. I love the series, and if you have not heard of them, definitely go ahead and look for those. How do you think of pictures to match the story? Well, that one is just really kind of credit to the author, Chris Stanley. So he writes the stories, and then what I'll do is I'll read the stories. And then as I read the stories, I just jot down ideas of everything that comes to my head. Much like anyone that reads a book, they get those ideas in their head and use their imagination as to what the words or what a character looks like and stuff. And that's all I do as well. And then I'll run it by Chris, and we'll bounce off ideas, and I'll tell him kind of what I pictured from reading it. How do you get what you draw on paper into the book? Well, that's a great question too. So that is a little different, because with the watercolors, what I will do is I will paint a picture, and I'll paint the original, and then what we do is scan that and then put it into the computer, then add words to that. With the original book, the I Dreamed I Was a Bird, we actually took a picture on our cell phones, uploaded that to the computer, changed a little bit of the settings, and then added the words, and then sent that to the printers. So at the end of this, what I'll do is show you some of the original paintings, and you'll get an idea of seeing that compared to the finished work. Another question, how do you imagine what you draw? That's kind of another one when you read a book, and you start thinking of everything, all the words in the book. It kind of just, those things pop in your head. Those imagination or imagined items jump in your head, be it a dragon or a knight or any of those kind of things. When you're reading that, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, reading those, what the characters look like. And that's the same thing when I imagine things that I draw, is it just kind of jumps in my head. If I want to draw, again, like I say, a dragon, I just kind of picture, is it a funny dragon? And then it just kind of pops up there. So always use your imagination, especially when you're drawing. And then, can you make a book about Superdog? Sure, why not? I'll definitely curious to find out more about Superdog. So if you ask that question or send us that question, send us an email with more of the idea for Superdog. And then, do you use special tools to draw pictures? Not really, and it does depend. I'll use, and I talked about it early in our videos, where I use a non-scannable blue pencil, but really, at the end of the day, I use mechanical pencils, regular pencils, markers, and just pens. Just items that I will open a drawer and it's there. Nothing special, and all I need is just a simple white piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm good. And that's, you know, how I'll keep drawing. And then we have, how did you guys meet? Well, Chris and I have been friends for a very, very long time. And I know we've said this story every time we go to the school visits. We met in band camp, and we would get in trouble for talking and would have to run many, many, many laps. So I think it was on our 50th lap, we really started to become friends and talk to each other. And we found out we had a lot of stuff in common. We've been friends all this time, and that's what makes Jump Splash Books so much fun, is being able to work on any projects with your best friend and everything. So it definitely is nice being in a company with your friend.
Yeah, like I've done it with my friend before, my friend Noah.
Mm-hmm.
We've like made up playing stories together with just our imagination. We like made like the kitty game, and we even made like a game like my friend Lewas. It's like a gorilla, and he's trying to turn us into a gorilla, but we're really bananas.
Okay.
And we're trying to not get eaten.
Alright, so the last question is, why do you like books? I like books the same way that I draw. Every book that I read, it's kind of new. It's a whole new world. It's not like just going to work. You could use your imagination, and it could take you really anywhere. And that's one of the things we talk about with any of our school visits, is you could read a book and, you know, skyscrapers, you're trapped in the wilderness, there's maybe monsters, there's dragons, there's so many different things, future spaceships, all of that kind of stuff. So you don't really get a lot of that in your everyday life. So that's what I love about books. And sure, I love movies the same way, but there's something about books to where I don't have to have someone tell me what the, we'll say, spaceship looks like. I could see what the spaceship looks like in my head. Great questions again. Keep them coming. We're going to keep posting all these videos, be it more behind the scenes stuff about us, maybe even with the upcoming book that we're working on. We're going to do a little more behind the scenes. Maybe Princess here will join us on a couple of those, but keep the questions up. We'll always take the time to answer them. So send all your emails, either hit us up on Facebook or just send the emails directly to us at jumpsplashbooks@gmail.com. Thank you very much.